All right, while our meatloaf is cooking, we're gonna prep our side dish. I'm also gonna have mashed potatoes, but that's gonna be lacy mashed potatoes, you know, the powdered stuff. I'm just gonna doctor them up a little bit. But in the meantime, we're gonna slice our Brussels sprouts. You can cook them whole, but I wanna try shaved Brussels sprouts. And we're gonna dice our bacon, and we're gonna turn on our stove at medium-high heat. We want to get this cast iron skillet going and getting it nice and hot. If you don't have a cast iron, you can also do it on a regular pan. Just make sure it's deep enough for you to stir, and once you throw the Brussels sprouts in there. Okay, I'm going to start slicing my bacon. I have about 9 strips of bacon here. You can slice them as thick as you want, as thin as you want. I like a little bit of chunks in there. So I'm gonna make them about a 1/2 inch wide. So this is how big you want them, or I want them. It depends on how big you want yours. You can make them smaller, you can make them bigger. Just remember, once you cook them down, they're gonna cook down. Okay, so bacon is all sliced up. Let me wash my knife in the meantime and my hands. Feels a little hot. It's still not super hot. We're not gonna get a sizzle. Oh, we got a sizzle. About that. All right. You just want to stir it every so often. Obviously, we don't want to burn our bacon. We want to get it nice and toasty. I like it when it has a little bit of a crunch to it. And break up the pieces of bacon that were stuck together. While our bacon is cooking, we're going to take our Brussels sprouts and we're going to slice them. You're going to cut off this end and we're going to discard that, and then we're just going to slice them like if you were slicing a cabbage, you know. They're baby cabbages. And you want them, julienne, you want them in strips. That's why they're called shaved Brussels sprouts. You can also use a food processor, but I don't want to break out the food processor today, you guys. We're going to do this to all of our Brussels sprouts, all right? So BRB. The bacon is coming along. We're going to keep browning it. We want it to get to that color. So I'm going to turn up the heat a little bit. I had lowered it while I was slicing and dicing away over here. So all the Brussels sprouts are done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish cooking the bacon. Like I said, I want to get it to this color brown right here, you know? Kind of blends in with my spoon, but like that color. And once it's fully cooked, what we're going to do is we're going to take the bacon out and put it on a little bowl with a napkin on it, because I want to take the excess fat off of the bacon, but we're going to leave the bacon fat in the pan, and that's where we're going to cook our Brussels sprouts in. All right, it looks like our bacon is just about done. I'm going to take it out now because I do not want to burn it. So I'm going to take it out of my pan and I'm going to put it on my bowl with the napkin on it to catch the excess oils from the actual bacon. While, ooh, runaway bacon. Maybe get it a little bit closer. That was a taste test. Oh man, it's so good. But then again, when isn't bacon good, right? All right, our bacon is out. So now I'm gonna, in the same pan, I'm just gonna toss in the Brussels sprouts. It's sizzling that way because there was water in the bowl. I washed the Brussels sprouts before I started slicing them. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna start I'm going to keep stirring them until they cook down. We will be adding seasoning in a little bit, but I want to make sure that they start wilting before we add any seasoning to it, because they will release some water from them. And I left some sliced that way, and just to have a little bit more texture in it. So we will let them wilt down, and we will come back in a couple minutes. Alright, I've been stirring for about a minute or so, so I'm going to go in with my salt. I'm going to add some seasoning to it. The salt is going to be salt to taste. It's up to you how much salt you want to add. I use pink Himalayan salt because I like how it makes my food taste, and it is a little healthier than regular white salt. So I'm going to do the same thing with my pepper. Just going to add a pinch of pepper in there, maybe a little bit more. And we're gonna stir. And you see how quickly this wilted down already? And see, there's no oil in it. I didn't add any additional oil to it. All that shine you see on them is from the bacon fat, which is actually not bad for you. If you actually read keto books, it will tell you bacon fat is better than using regular oil. Not 100% sure on that, but the keto book said it. The Brussels sprouts have been cooking for about 5 minutes. If you cook them whole or halved, it's going to take about 10 minutes, 10-15 minutes for them to turn this beautiful green color. Okay, so now that they've been in there for about 5 minutes, I'm actually going to add a splash of balsamic vinegar. It's just going to make the flavor of well, there it is, guys. Meatloaf, shaved Brussels sprouts with bacon, and lacy mashed potatoes. So lacy mashed potatoes, I call them that because they're the instant mashed potatoes. I found them in individual portion size, and all I did was I added fresh chives, the little green stuff on the top, and a little bit more butter. Well, butter, because it doesn't have butter when you're making it the instant way. But there it is.